My Hero Academia, 10 times the villains did something nice. The villains of MHA show their loyalty to their groups just as much as the heroes do. Some of their deeds are good at least in their companions' eyes. Villains, especially in shonen anime, rarely share anything more than a fleeting friendship, often only using each other in order to forward their own goals. Viewing My Hero Academia through this lens, however, is interesting because it contains a variety of antagonists who exhibit an unbelievable level of affection for those part of their respective gangs or leagues. While these villains seldom show mercy to outsider antagonists, they refuse to betray their allies regardless of the consequences. That said, there is one major exception to the rule, All for One, whose sense of self-centeredness is really something to behold. 10. Jiren remains loyal to the League under torture. Jiren is the unofficial scout for the League of Villains, making him a side character at best. However, when he's abducted by Redestro and the Meta Liberation Army, Jiren flat out denies their demands, despite being subjected to maiming and torture. When Tamura and the others learn about this event, their first instinct is to rescue their friend, with Twice being particularly vocal about his fondness for Jiren. 9. All for One is betrayed by Kana Tsutsumi. Kana Tsutsumi, better known as Lady Nagant, was a pro-hero who gradually turned towards villainy after losing her faith in heroism. She is subsequently hired by All for One to capture Deku, a job that she would have completed had her unconscious mind not restrained her. Deku manages to restore Kana's hope by shielding Kai Chisaki, a man whose cruelty is exceeded only by his inability to read the room. Unfortunately, AFO predicts Kana's defection and installs countermeasures to destroy her if she turns. 8. Tamura Shigaraki takes revenge on Kai Chisaki. Overhaul waltzes into the League of Villains hideout without a care in the world, ordering the group to submit to the Shai Hasaikai. Magna is naturally repulsed by his arrogance, but she is ultimately killed when she attempts to attack him. Magna's death is the first of many triggers that results in Overhaul's eventual fate, after he loses to Deku. Tamura takes revenge by decaying Chisaki's arms so that he may never wield his quirk again. 7. Himiko helps Jean retain his unity. The League sends Toga and Twice to the Shai Hasaikai mansion, where they are expected to support Overhaul's men against the attacking pro-heroes. Sir Night-Eye gets the better of Twice in an instant, tearing a section of the villain's mask off his face. This causes him to freak out, as he considers his mask essential in maintaining his single personality. Toga gently covers the exposed half of Twice's face, allowing him to compose himself. 6. Spinner protects Deku from Magna. Spinner is one of many characters who follow the ambiguous guidelines established by hero killer Stain, but he does it openly and with pride. Magna decides to finish Deku off when she figures out that he's responsible for Muscular's defeat, but before she can attack, Spinner blocks her path. He then tells Magna that Deku cannot die because he had been spared by Stain, making the young hero's life worth protecting. While Spinner's act isn't exactly altruistic, it does ease the exhausted Deku's combat burden. 5. Gentle Criminal gives himself up to save La Brava. Gentle Criminal teams up with La Brava to raise hell in a society that allegedly let him down. His plan to break through AS security system is foiled when Deku realizes their intentions. Gentle loses to Deku even after his powers are enhanced by La Brava's love, so he tells his accomplice/companion to flee the scene. She naturally refuses to do so, but fails to convince him to change his mind. Gentle claims that he manipulated La Brava into obeying him, thereby saving her from certain imprisonment. 4. Stain takes precious info from Tartarus to All Might. Stain is freed from Tartarus as a side effect of All for One's escape attempt, securing important information from one of the prison guards before leaving the facilities. Rather than keep this data from the heroes, Stain shares it with All Might, proving that his grandiose declarations about the failure of heroism are merely a facade for his surprisingly noble intentions. In addition, Stain helps restore All Might's faltering sense of identity, even if he has to scold the hero to get the point across. 3. Kendo Rappa acknowledges Kirishima as a worthy opponent. Kendo Rappa cares about little more than fighting, so he's eager to take on both Fat Gum and Eijiro Kirishima, hoping that either one of them would give him a good fight. Unfortunately, the heroes take a severe beating and nearly lose the battle, only for Kirishima to emerge from the rubble and distract the villains long enough for Fat Gum to release a devastating attack. Kendo has nothing but praise to offer his young opponent, signifying that he respects willpower over anything else. 2. Kurojiiri saves his League friends on multiple occasions. Kurojiiri is created by AFO and Kyudai Garaki for the sole purpose of being Tamura Shigaraki's guardian angel, a task he fulfills on several separate occasions. His Warp Gate quirk helps the League of Villains escape unharmed from the stickiest of situations, but Kurojiiri is most effective when it comes to preventing minor conflicts from spiraling into serious fights. In one notable example, Kurojiiri prevents Tamura from attacking Toga and Dabi, both of who are new recruits at the time. 1. Dabi reveals Endeavor's past to the world. Dabi has been nursing a burning grudge against his father for years, and joining the League of Villains permits him the public recognition he needs to bring his father down. During the Paranormal Liberation War, Dabi reveals that he's actually Toya Todoroki, before proceeding to release everything about Endeavor's private life to the world. This results in people losing their trust in the #1 pro-hero. But it simultaneously forces Endeavor to acknowledge his mistakes and begin making amends. In the end, Dabi's actions lead to the Todoroki family's reunion.